In the beginning, there was nothing. It was just darkness. In the beginning, there was nothing. It was just silence. In the beginning, there was nothing. It was just darkness. Until out of darkness came light. And it was good. From the silence came the sound, and it was good. And out of nowhere, there was the beginning of an infinite without end. And it was good. And from good came evil, so that there was balance. For without the shadows, there would be no light. And it was good. And so the universe was born. And thanks to that sovereign creator of everything, life was born. And with life, the story begins. And with just a breath of light, in the midst of vast darkness, a new universe, a new reality will be just born. Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos, and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's go back to the point. And Goku, after losing everything he thought he could save, caused everything to be lost, and after ages, it made everything appear again. And now he was the sovereign of all. Or at least he thought he would be. In a newly created universe that did not even have a name, the supreme gods of the cosmos awakened. The eternal entities that exist and will always exist awakened from their longest slumber. Eternity, time, infinity, death, judgment, creation, reality, chaos, space. They all arise together with Zeno and his father, Hajimari Toawari, the beginning and end. These entities reappear in any universe that would just be born because they are infinite, beyond our Goku, believed to be the only existing entity of this universe. And so everything begins, an infinite cycle where he will become a sovereign entity. And in that way, he decided to create something else. In the midst of the empty space, everything restarts and life begins again. Several planets and several species, several people appear, and then the most awaited planet, Earth, appears. Goku feels instant relief. But at this moment, it was not yet time to return. Meanwhile, the old gods begin to resurface. After the natural order of all creation had been changed, much time passed, and after the pillars of creation were rebuilt, Goku continues wandering through the vastness when suddenly the ancient gods appear in front of him. Time and creation and reality. At this moment, a dialogue begins. Time tells. You changed the time, and reality continues. You have altered reality and complete creation. You wanted to become the creator, and so we decided to punish you. And Goku says, where did you come from? After all, I deleted everything, and you could not exist. And so time tells. In another reality, we were sealed, but we are eternal and will always rise again, for we always exist. When you rebuild the universe, you set us free. You rebuild everything but the seal. You didn't know we existed, and there are many more. And that was your mistake. Reality then says, and now you will be punished. The three ancient gods then raise their hands, and then at the same time, their eyes start to glow. And so they say, you came from dust, and to dust you will return, and then you will rise again, and everything will be rewritten. At this moment, Goku Beyonder looks at his hand and sees them dissolve into dust. Time then says, we can't take away their powers, but we'll put them to sleep. And you won't be a threat to us for now because we are sovereign. But one day, we will have to stop it. Time then tells. History regressed. Reality says, memories of whom were erased. So you don't remember the reality you built. Creation says, and I will recreate it for you to be reborn and one day see that we are above all. Goku Beyonder begins to crumble, becoming a dust of energy that travels through time and its glow fades. And at this very moment he is reborn. In the midst of a universe on a distant planet, a cry is heard. Kakarot was born. Kakarot is born on a planet called Planet Vegeta, the world of Saiyans, who is attacked by an evil monster called Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe. Kakarot, inside a space capsule, would be sent to a small blue planet called Earth, plus his father Bardock and his mother Gimme. They bid farewell to their little boy and send him ashore. The planet Vegeta and is destroyed and becomes cosmic dusts. In Kakarot land, he's given the name of Goku. Gohan's grandson, Goku made many friends and lived many adventures. Some enemies became friends. He fought survivors from his home planet. He defeated the great evil emperor, faced many powerful androids. He fought demons, took care of his family, and his enemy children became friends, and history took its natural course, just as creation and destiny had written. But not everything would be so simple. Destiny saved something for that reality, and so the ancient gods reappear. Goku and his friends become Earth's defenders. On a certain day, a god wakes up and goes looking for a legend that the ancients were proud of. The story of a good being who got rid of evil, being who was called God, a Super Saiyan God. But at that moment, the differences begin to appear that God was no longer the great and powerful Beerus, but yes, one of the ancient gods. More specifically, it was called Judgment. The god who judged the worlds to know if that world would live or simply disappear. This god was extremely powerful and was accompanied by an angel called Whis. At this moment, in the present time, the god thought of going after Goku, who, as always, grew stronger. After all, Goku might know something about the Super Saiyan God. However, the god knew that the one who is called Son Goku was really strong, as he knew exactly where to find him. But before going in search of Goku, he decides to meet with his brothers, the ancient gods. All the gods gathered to decide if this is the right time to stop Goku, or they would have to wait a little longer. Palace of the Gods. In the confines of the universe lost amidst of the darkness of the infinite immensity of the cosmos, a great hall is shown. In this hall, we can observe 12 thrones where the ancient sovereign gods of all universe were all gathered there. At that moment, reality speaks.
Goku grew up to be extremely powerful. What should we do about it?
Time responds.
Is this the time to stop him? After all, he is the only threat to us. If he goes beyond her again, we could have problems.
Chaos starts laughing and says, "Don't say such a thing. It will never be a threat. And if he goes back to what he was, we'll just have to beat him again." Reality responds.
You really believe it would be that simple? We couldn't even get rid of him. After all, in a way, he's great creator of everything.
Space then starts to say,
Brothers, calm down. None of this is such a serious problem. We just need to let him know that we are the sovereigns of everything. And right now, he's not strong enough to stop us now.
At that time, the mood changes as Infinity adds an important point to the question when saying,
Brothers, you all know we've made his powers lie dormant, but all the powers he possesses are a portion of ourselves, the 12 ancient gods. So the probability that if we face him, he can recover everything we took from him, and remember, that would be a very high risk, don't you know?
Chaos pronounced at that moment and say, "There's only one thing we can do, brothers." Everyone watches closely to know what Chaos plan he imagined. And he continues, "We must send someone who can test it, and then we will know whether to act or wait. However, it has the possibility that he will be killed by whoever we sent." And so already in the book stories of the problem at once, creation then begins to say,
But who shall we send? Or will any of us face it?
Chaos responds, "Don't worry, I have a plan. We can use our power to create someone. We can create an entity that has parts of our powers, That way we'll have the perfect median.
Everyone agrees and decides to go along with the plan. And at this moment, everyone looks towards the center of the hall. A great energy begins to emanate, and everyone points to the middle of the room using their index finger. An intense glow takes care of everything, and from the middle of the night, a being appears. Possessors of all energy, the union of all gods create the one who's destined to face Goku, and decides that what his identity would be. A being of light had been created, a pure soul without wanting to know how to distinguish between evil and good. At that moment, we see the appearance of that being. A young appearance with a thin body, dark skin, and dark hair. A being of light and energy who had in his hands the fate of Goku or the fate of the ancient gods themselves.
A new reality, a new universe.
Goku and the others are gathering on Earth, celebrating Bulma's birthday. Goku is looking forward to training with Vegeta and the others. But Chi-Chi and Bulma are irritated because Vegeta and Goku only know how to train and don't care about anything else. Everyone is happy and everything is at peace. But in the supreme realm of the ancient gods, they were still gathered and finished creating the Great Warrior with the intention of going after Goku. Chaos laughs.
Finally, here is the most powerful warrior. He will show us the king's powers of Goku this time, and everything will be much easier.
Reality says, "Don't be so happy, Chaos. After all, he can be defeated."
Chaos responds, "It is impossible. Our creation is perfect."
Back on planet Earth, everyone is celebrating curling with his daughter, and number 18 was admiring. Bulma would draw as a prize for a bingo she had prepared. The television was on and some programs were playing. Number 18 says, "Curling, look at the size of this television. Must be about 300 inches. Curling responds, "It's a movie screen." At this moment, they are interrupted because something interesting starts to show on the television. An announcement of a martial arts tournament celebrating 5 years since the great hero of Earth, Mr. Satan, defeated the great Majin Buu. The narrator says, "After 5 years that the great Mr. Satan saved us from the evil wizard Babidi and the demon Majin Buu, the country's government is organizing a great martial arts tournament with the most powerful warriors on the planet." At this moment, Goku and the others gather around the television. They were extremely happy with the ad. Goku at that moment says, "Wow, what an amazing tournament. I haven't fought in a tournament in a long time. I will definitely participate." Goku then asks Krillin, "And Krillin, you're going to participate too, right?" Krillin says, Goku, if number 18 doesn't mind, I will." At this moment, the television narrator says, "The winner of the tournament will win an incredible 5 million yen prize." At this moment, ecstatic with the value of the prize, number 18, she holds Krillin's shoulders and says, "But of course you're going to go, Krillin." The narrator goes on to say, "No age or gender limit for participants. And the finalists will face the great Mr. Satan to try to win the title of world champion." At this moment, Mr. Satan enters the scene, taking the narrator's microphone and says,
"That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to face the great world champion. And even if they are defeated by me, they will still receive a prize worth 2 million yen.
Everyone is excited, and all the Z Warriors that are there decide to participate. Gohan next to Videl tells her, "Videl, so that was the important announcement that her father said he had to make today." She answers, "Yes, that's why he couldn't come with us." Chi-Chi gets irritated because she knows that now Goku will only care about training until the day of the tournament. In the realm of the ancient gods, the gods continue to argue. Creation says, "Now we already have a warrior, but how will we do it? We will ship it right away." And then for the first time, the goddess of death speaks up and says, "From what I see on the planet where Goku is, there will be a martial arts tournament in 10 days. We could send him to Earth and have him participate, and he ends up facing Goku at some point. And it will be quite fun to follow a mortal tournament, don't you think?" Everyone agrees, and it's decided. Meanwhile, we can see near the table where the 2 gigantic cubes are gathered. At that instant, Judgment says,
"What are we going to do with those 2 over there in the meantime?"
while pointing to the cube. Space then responds, "Those are Zeno-sama and his father. They didn't agree with our ideals and we had to arrest them. We can keep them that way until we manage to kill Son Goku. Then we got rid of them too." Order, the god who had the need to keep everything in its place, says, We have already resolved several issues, but there's one more. Judgment questions.
Which is?
And she responds, what name are we going to give our champion? Everyone starts to reflect while looking at the being standing in front of them in silence. A few minutes go by and they can't decide until creation has an idea and says, brothers, we all pulled our powers to create it. We made a pure being that contains part of each of us. So I think it would be more correct to call it Danketsu, which means union. That is, we all come together to create something that is capable of achieving our goals. What do you think? Everyone likes the name and agrees with the idea. So reality says, approach Danketsu. He starts to approach. When it gets to him, he says, we created you, and you will have a mission. And you are the only one who can fulfill this mission, which is to annihilate Beyonder Goku. Back on Earth, everyone is excited because it's been a long time since there was a martial arts tournament. Even Goten and Trunks decide to participate. Vegeta accepts as it is the chance to defeat Goku and Piccolo. Gohan is excited and even Videl is feeling like being part of it. But right now she can't because she's pregnant and expecting Gohan's baby. Videl gets sad and says, I wanted to participate too, but everyone is going and I won't be able to go because I'm pregnant. Gohan says, don't worry my love, you will be able to cheer for me and be with me all the time. It won't be the same, but it will be amazing. I can't wait to fight again. Everyone is happy, but there are still 10 days left for the tournament to start, so they decide to train to be prepared for the fights. Gohan asks Piccolo if he wants to train with him, but Piccolo responds,
Gohan, this time we can be enemies in the tournament, so I think we better train alone.
Goku then says, Gohan, I don't see a problem with having someone to train with. Why do you think about training together? It's been a long time since you and I spent time together. Gohan smiles and replies, of course, Dad. It will be amazing. Let's try our best. Vegeta says to Bulma,
hey Bulma, I'm going to train alone somewhere. Maybe I'll take a few days to get back.
Bulma then responds, of course, Vegeta. You always do that and leave your beautiful wife here all alone. Vegeta is embarrassed with flushed cheek and flies off at high speed. Krillin and number 18 are going to train together. Trunks and Goten start training right there. Piccolo says goodbye and also leaves. All the warriors who will participate decide to train immediately. Bulma is sad and Chi-Chi approaches her. Both of them are downcast. And Bulma says, everyone left and forgot it's my birthday. Chi-Chi answers, yeah, they're like that. They always leave us and go train. In Mr. Satan's house, the great hero of the earth is hiding under the bed, shaking with fear. The kind Boo who was with him pulls him by the legs and asks, what happened, Mr. Satan? And Mr. Satan says,
this tournament, I'm sure Goku and the others will participate in. I don't want to fight them.
Majin Buu then says, don't worry, I will too. This way I will defeat them all, and when I fight, I can let you win. Mr. Satan is happy, gives Majin Buu a big hug, who smiles and says, Blood Satan, now I'm hungry. Mr. Satan runs from one side to the other saying,
calm down, Mr. Buu, I'll get you something delicious.
Gohan and Goku arrive at an island located in the northern region of the mountains and decide that there's a good place to train. And they decide to start right away. But Goku looks at Gohan and says, son, it's been a while since we faced each other, but don't go thinking I'll hold back. Gohan says, of course, Dad, come with full strength. At this moment, the two take a deep breath, close their eyes, and clench their fists. Goku opens his eyes and says to Gohan, now! Gohan responds, come. The two transform into Super Saiyans, and the battle will begin. Gohan and Goku are transformed into Super Saiyans, one in front of the other, ready to start their fight. At this moment, Goku is really impressed. It has been a long time since he had faced Gohan in a fight, and he wanted to see how strong his son had become. Goku is the first to attack and goes towards Gohan with everything he's got. Gohan dodges, but still gets hit by a kick from Goku that makes him stagger. Gohan looks at Goku and says, Dad, you really are incredibly powerful. I don't know if I can beat you, but I know I can hit you. Gohan closes his fist and throws an incredible punch. Goku dodges and then receives a sharp kick that throws him away. The battle is starting to get interesting though. In another corner of the planet, Vegeta is alone in his training. Vegeta concentrates his ki and begins to transform into a Super Saiyan. He starts delivering several blows in the air, hitting a rock, which disintegrates. Then Vegeta says, I can't lose to Kakarot. I need to get stronger. Everyone is training hard. The Z Warriors were looking towards to the tournament that took place in 9 days. Caroline is training when suddenly number 18 arrives and says,
Caroline, I bought you some juice. Come and freshen up. You're training so hard.
Caroline goes to number 18 and takes the juice and says, Oh my, this juice is wonderful. 18 says,
Yes, I made it especially for you.
And with a death glare, she says,
If I lose the tournament prize after I gave up winning the television at Boma's house, I'll kill you.
Caroline in panics responds, No, my love, I'm going to win. You'll see. So Caroline goes back to training. Meanwhile, in the palace of the ancient gods, time is questioning.
My brothers and sisters, it is no longer time to send our warrior to Earth. Because there on Earth, there are only 9 days left to start the tournament.
In that instant, Chaos responds, I would have already sent him and he wouldn't even have to go through this tournament, you idiots. So Reality says,
I already warned you that he can lose. Be realistic. My brothers tells the time. Call up my brothers. Our warrior is ready to go.
At that moment, Danketsu says, I will not let them down. I will defeat this Beyonder Goku. At that moment, the ancient gods put their hands towards Danketsu. A strong light begins to emerge, and Danketsu is slowly teleported to the planet Earth. Arriving on planet Earth, Danketsu is surprised, as he has never seen such beautiful planet before. Danketsu is impressed with the place. Then he begins to wonder why the ancient gods want the destruction of the being from this place. He shakes his head and starts to say, I need to stay focused. My masters gave me an order. And at that moment, he passes by a coffee shop and stops because he had never seen or smelled anything like that before. He stops and looks at what would be a cupcake. When he don't, he observes that Vidal leaves the cafeteria, and she passes by him and notices that he is standing there watching things. Then Vidal goes on and says,
Hey, how's it going?
Danketsu answers, Yeah, I'm just admiring how perfect everything here seems to be. So Vidal says,
Do you want to taste something from around here?
And then he says, Yes, and points to a muffin. Vidal invites him for coffee and then spends hours talking. In the meantime, we're back to training the Z Warriors. Goku and Gohan continue to fight an intense and arduous battle. Goku pummels his son with several punches and kicks Gohan counterattacks using his speed to distract Goku, who is impressed and says, Gohan, my son, congratulations, you're really strong. You don't even look like it, but my little boy, you're strong. Gohan smiles and continues to fight as he doesn't want to lose to his father. Then Gohan stops in the air and asks, Dad, you know, Dad, having a child makes life so different. Goku then responds, Yeah, Chichi was also strange when very hungry though. Then her belly started to get huge, and when I least expected it, she started screaming, and then I heard you cry. And that was my experience. Gohan is horrified by what happened to his father and begins to think about Vidal. On the other side of the planet, in the cafeteria, Vidal sneezes, looks around, and says,
Someone's talking about me.
Then she smiles. Danketsu doesn't understand why she sneezed and said someone was talking about her, so he asks, Vidal, you can hear what people say from around the world? Vidal responds,
It's more than that, and of course not. It's just an expression we use when we sneeze.
Vidal says goodbye and says she needs to go, but if he wants to meet her tomorrow, she would be there too. She walks away and then leaves. So Danketsu questions the old gods. My lords, why do you want destruction? The beings on this planet are not so strong and it doesn't even seem like a threat to our majesties. At this moment he hears a voice. You have duties on Earth. Fulfill them and you will be well rewarded. He goes to the big arena where the tournament will take place and registers. At this time, he's faced with Mr. Satan and Mr. Boo. And he sees Mr. Satan walking with his hat down and says, What a bummer. I could wipe out all these warriors right now. Mr. Boo answers,
More, Mr. Satan? Weren't you just shaking and hiding?
Mr. Satan answers,
But of course not. I was just, training a new power. When Donketsu passes through it, and a very powerful energy hangs in the air. Mr. Satan feels oppressed by that pressure. When Donketsu passes through them, a very powerful energy hangs in the air. Mr. Satan feels oppressed by that pressure and hides behind Boo. Then asks, "What is your name?" Donketsu says, "It doesn't matter. I hear what you said, and I'd love to beat you up in the tournament." Mr. Satan, tremendous, responds, "I'll be waiting for you there." So Donketsu continues on his way, and Mr. Satan, tremendous, says to Boo, "Will you help me? Mr. Boo, please help me." At that moment, Boo looks from the corner of Mr. Satan and answers more, and of course, I already told you that I would defeat everyone and let you defeat me with just one punch. Mr. Satan feels relieved and finally manages to breathe normally. Meanwhile, in Piccolo's training, he continues to concentrate and meditate. He thinks, "I need to improve my Makanko Sapo technique. It's not complete yet. I need to improve this technique. I want to surprise everyone, especially Gohan." Krillin manages to hone his most powerful attack, Kienzan. Number 18, seeing Krillin's effort, says, "He has a chance to win. I will finally have a television bigger than Bulma's." Tenshinhan is full steam ahead training when he comes across an unusual being. He comes across Donketsu and says, You have a strange presence." Donketsu looks at that being and sees that he also has an unusual power. And he says, "Where are you from?" "Sometimes I feel a little confused. But more accurately, I'm going to ask you, what is your name?" Shihan answers his name. And Donketsu continues to say, "You're not who I'm looking for. You know, a Goku guy? I don't know if it's right, but I need to destroy him." Tenshinhan then starts to say, "You're a very strange being. I don't know if you're good or bad, but if you want to destroy one of my friends, I'll have to stop you." Donketsu answers, "Maybe I can fight you and put an end to my boredom." And so he goes to attack Tenshinhan. Then he releases all his energy made by the union of all the old gods. Tenshinhan jumps in the air and flies away from there because the pressure of those powers is impressive and he wouldn't stand a chance. So Tenshinhan goes to Goku's house. He arrives there and doesn't find anyone. At that moment, he sees Bulma washing the dishes and asks, "Bulma? No, it's Chi-Chi, bro." At that moment, he sees Chi-Chi washing the dishes and asks, "Chi-Chi, where's Goku?" Chi-Chi responds, I don't know. He's training with Gohan. He doesn't even remember that he exists." Chi-Chi keeps saying, "He went over there," and points to the side towards Tenshinhan, who immediately flies away. He finds Goku and Gohan training and says, "Goku, I need to talk to you." Goku loses concentration and takes a kick from Gohan that sends him flying towards the ground, making a hole where he had been thrown. At that time, Gohan sees and asks, "Dad, are you okay? Did I hurt you?" Goku smiling responds, "No, Gohan, I just lost my concentration a little bit." "Wait just a second. No, Gohan, I just lost my concentration a little bit. Just wait here. We'll continue fighting later." Goku uses his teleportation and goes to Tenshinhan and says, "What happened, Tenshinhan?" The terrified Tenshinhan says, "I found a very powerful being that didn't seem to be from this planet. He almost faced me, but I ran away from it. And from the looks of it, to me, he has no sense of right or wrong. He just had a bewildered and cold look. That being's very powerful, Goku. Maybe we'll have problems with him on the loose out here." Goku calmly responds, There, Tenshinhan. If he causes problems, we'll fix it, okay?" Now there are only 8 days left for the tournament. Donketsu, who had been sent to Earth in order to participate in Mr. Satan's tournament, and so to test what Goku's strengths are, he found himself in a dilemma. He didn't know if he was a good or evil being. He didn't know if it should be good or bad. Donketsu had a pure soul, but he had many doubts in his mind. At that moment, we can observe Donketsu on a busy street in a northwest region of the country in a gigantic and populous city. In this city, the great tournament would take place. That moment, very strong winds begins to emerge. Sky darkens, clouds begin to form. A big storm is about to start.
Many people pass from one side to the other in a hurry, some covering their heads with something they held in their hands, others with umbrellas, and the raindrops begins to fall. Dunketsu runs to a corner of the street where he tries to hide under the balcony of an establishment that had 2 floors, having a small balcony where Dunketsu sits while he sees several people walking around him. He notices that he's ignored most of the time. Dunketsu just watches as everyone passes him. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, Gohan, Tenshinhan, and Goku finish their training and head back to Goku's house so they can have something to eat. After all, Goku was hungry. Gohan asks Tenshinhan, "Did the weird guy you talked about seem to be strong?" Tenshinhan answers, "I can't say, I couldn't feel his ki, but his presence was very weird." Goku starts to say, "Oh, that's amazing. I mean, even if you couldn't fight him, but still, that's amazing." Tenshinhan says, "Man, I couldn't face him at all. Just the presence he had made me want to run away." Goku is impressed and extremely curious to meet that being. And at that moment, Goku says, "I hope he participates in the tournament then. I can't wait to fight him." Gohan and Tenshinhan looks at Goku and both smile. After all, Goku never changes. And always a battle freak. Meanwhile, Dunketsu is still sitting in the rain on that cold and lonely sidewalk. Everyone who passes ignores him. Everyone who passes pretends not to see him. Dunketsu keeps his head down, listening to the sound of cars passing by, watching people treating him like it's nothing. Suddenly, a child, a small homeless person with a newspaper in his head trying to avoid the rain, approaches and says, "Hey, what are you doing here, mister? If it continues to rain, you'll get sick." Dunketsu just gets curious and doesn't say anything. But the boy reaches down and takes his hand, and he says, "You don't have anywhere to go either, do you? Come with me then, we can help." The little boy with torn clothes, barefoot, and with a dirty face pulls Dunketsu by the arm and starts walking Dunketsu, and he doesn't understand very well, but starts to follow the boy. The two run to an alley where there was a large cover made with some wood and old tiles, and when they go under, they can see a hole in the wall. The boy says to Dunketsu, "You can come, it's safe." And Dunketsu follows him as he enters the hole. The two find themselves inside an old shed with cobwebs again. And Dunketsu follows him as he enters the hole. The two find themselves inside an old shed with cobwebs, several broken machines with some leaks and some wet places due to the rain. The little boy says, "Hey, my name is Raito, and you can enter here for a while." Dunketsu says, "But do you live here?" My name is Dunketsu. Why did you bring me here?" Raito says, "Oh, you were out in the rain, and so I thought you might get sick, so I decided to help." Dunketsu is confused and responds, "But why?" "Because you didn't ignore me like everyone else." And the boy says with a smile on his face, "But why? Why you didn't ignore me like everyone else?" And the boy says with a smile on his face, "It's because I know what it's like to be out on the street alone, and I thought maybe you needed some help, so I decided to help. I live here with my brother and sister. Well, we're not exactly brothers, but they help me, and they'll help you too." Dunketsu asks, "Where are they?" And Raito responds, "They must be scared and they hide. No. They must be scared and they hid. They're not used to seeing someone different coming here." At this time, Raito screams, "Hey, Nozomi! They can leave! It's cool!" Dunketsu looks around and sees a boy and a girl Dunketsu looks around and sees a boy and a girl emerging from under a shadow cast by a pillar. And the two say, "Nice to meet you, young man." Heiwa approaches with a piece of bread and says, You want it? You must be hungry. It's not much, but it will help. You can eat. You can eat with me, and my brother already ate a little, so..." Dunketsu's eyes glisten when he sees this, and he accepts the bread. The three sit on some pieces of cardboard and starts talking. It seems that the weather starts to get cold due to the rain, and the children starts to shiver. Raito says, "Don't worry, when the rain stops, it'll be warmer, and then we can find some food." Dunketsu looks at the keys and starts looking around. He gathers some scraps of old wood and paper, and in a safe place over there, next to them, he makes a pile of those things he has gathered. Dunketsu brings his hands together, looks at the stacked woods, and then places his hands on top of them. And in moments, a small spark starts to stand out. It starts to catch fire, and a small bonfire is created. And the children look at it with eyes full of joy. And Raito questions, "Are you a magician too? That's amazing!" And Dunketsu responds, I don't know, but I think so." The children approach the fire to warm up, and Nozomi was holding a flyer for a store with some food and stamped doses. And Dunketsu asks, "What is that?" And the boy answers, "It's just a few things to eat that I promised them, and as soon as the rain stops, I'll try to get them somehow." Dunketsu takes the flyer and places it on the floor on top of the sheet of cardboard. And he repeats the gesture of before, and in moments a small curtain of colored smoke appears in the midst of a glow. And when the smoke dissipates, we can see a feast in front of them, with all the foods that were on the flyer. Children get extremely euphoric, asking, "How did you do that? Where did all that food came from?" Dunketsu answers, "You can eat." And the children are extremely happy. At this moment, we can see Vegeta, who falls to the ground on his knees and begins to undo his transformation. Vegeta says, I finally got over you, Kakarot." Elsewhere, we can see Krillin and 18 training together. And in the frozen mountains, we can see Piccolo, who is meditating. Goku, Gohan, and Tenshinhan arrive at Goku's house and are greeted by Trunks and Chi-Chi, who had already prepared a feast. Everyone eats and decides to take some time to rest. They go to the top of the mountain and stay close to the edge, watching everything. Several animals, trees, rivers could be seen from there. They lie down and look at the sky. Suddenly, Goku says to Gohan, "Son, these days I had a strange dream. I dreamed that I had become a god, and my powers were greater than anything we've ever seen before, and in this dream my hair was red." Everyone looks with a face of astonishment. Apparently, Goku started having some flash of his previous life. Goku continues to say, "I think it was just a silly dream, but I will train and work hard. Maybe I can raise my power to that level." Gohan looks without reaction. After all, he had no idea what Goku was talking about. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of the ancient gods, everyone was waiting anxiously for the tournament. After all, it would be in this tournament that they would find out if Dunketsu would be able to face Goku. The gods then make a big decision. Chaos then says, "Brothers, is it decided? Will we see the big tournament in person?" Space then responds, "Yes, we will have humans' forms and we will be able to follow everything closely. Don't you agree?" Everyone watches and simply say yes. The great ancient gods decide that they will assume human forms so that they can see the tournament live. Things begins to unravel and the tournament will soon begin. Only five days left for the tournament. Dunketsu had found kindness in those children who helped them. The four were there in that shed and finished eating. Dunketsu looks at Raito and asks, "Why do you live in this place?" Raito then tells a bit of his story, and a flashback begins. "When I was little, I lived with my mother, who did everything to take care of me. But we lived alone, and my father, well, I don't know who my father is. My mother used to tell me that he was long gone, so I never met him." Raito was poor boy who lived in a city where people didn't care much about those who didn't have money. Raito had a difficult life, having to help his mother to take care of the house and work from an early age. Raito's mother worked in the rice fields. When she left for work, she always left Raito around. She would take him so he wouldn't have to be alone, so she would work and stay with him, moving him around. And when she arrived exhausted from work, she still took care of the house and her son.
That sweet, struggling woman who did everything for her son had lost her husband in an accident. Where the criminal had committed a robbery, they fled, and while the two crossed the street near an alley, they lost control of the car, thus running over. Since then, she had to take care of Raito on her own. And when Raito asked what happened to his father, she preferred to say that he was long gone after all. She didn't have the courage to tell the truth. However, with the passage of time, Raito had already managed to discover the truth, and so he didn't say anything to his mother because he didn't want to see her sad. One day, the tiredness was unbearable, and that woman's destiny was set. She had got a new job where she could go back to living a normal life. Having a normal life. But in this work, she could not take Raito, and she would have to leave him alone. And as difficult as that decision was, she decides that she needed to become someone different with conditions to be able to help her son. However, the next day, while she was working and having Raito alone at home, she was robbed. And after saying that she had no money and that she needed to leave, she ended up getting shot. That took her life. This way, Raito ended up alone for quite a while. Until one day, while he was hungry, he decided to steal food so he could eat. But unfortunately, Raito wasn't very good at stealing. Until one fateful moment, he was caught stealing some fruit. And it was at this moment that Raito was in trouble. The owner of the grocery store that Raito was robbing called two bigger boys to take care of the matter. Those young people take Raito to an alley where they intended to beat him up so he never steals again. But after throwing Raito on top of several garbage bags, the boy intends to finish him off by beating him until he learns his lesson. At this moment, the young people throw him against the wall. One of the boys picks up an iron bar that was lying there on the floor, and the other holds Raito against the wall, stretching his arm, and then says, "Now you will learn never to steal again." I will hit his arm until he falls. And when the boy was about to strike the first blow, the boy takes a stone to the head. The other holding Raito stops and watches, while feeling a trash thrown at him, hitting him directly. Two other street children, Heiwa and Nozomi, saved him and decides to accompany them. And in this way, they started to be like brothers. Heiwa and Nozomi had been street kids for a long time as they could remember, and didn't have a glorious or adventurous story to tell. They stole food to survive, and when they were paid, they fled to another place. Until one day, Raito and his friends decided that they shouldn't steal even if they were starving. They would always try to work through whatever it was, so they could take care of each other. Until the three found a poor community in that city, where they could always find leftover food or old clothes thrown in the trash. And in this way, they survived until now. Dunketsu, hearing the story, feels a tear run down his face. Then he looks at Raito and says, "I don't know what this is, but my chest feels weird. There's something stuck in my throat, and my eyes are leaking. What's happening to me?" Raito then responds by saying, "You're crying. That's a feeling when you're sad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you sad." Dunketsu replies, "I don't even know what's happening to me. I just know it hurts a lot." Raito says, "Don't worry, we're fine. No need to be sad. I found the brother and sister that life gave me. This is my family, and this is my home. And when I grow up, I will be able to work and take care of them." Meanwhile, far away, Piccolo decides to train nearer the sea. At that time, Piccolo decides to train a fighting move. He had to improve his combat skills, so Piccolo takes it and drops it to the ground and starts delivering several blows. However, it is difficult to train in a melee battle without an opponent. At that time, Piccolo misses Gohan and says, I should have agreed to train with him." Elsewhere, we see Vegeta returning to training for the tournament. Vegeta is training hard, and he feels that he's becoming more powerful than Goku. Vegeta says, "Now yes, Kakarot, your powers don't even compare to mine." Vegeta shows off his fist and raises towards his face and says, "I will defeat you, Kakarot. You'll see." So Vegeta continues his training. He concentrates his ki and manages to pass to his Saiyan transformation. He continues to focus his ki and transitions into his second transformation. And he starts laughing. Kakarot, I will defeat you and prove that I'm more stronger than you. While we see Goten and Trunks training, trying to improve their fusion. At this time, with the fusion done, they intend to keep it in Super Saiyan 3 longer. At this time, the boys start to get irritated and think it would never work. So Goten says, Trunks, let's try it again. We have to get strong to do our best in this tournament. So they get ready and start to concentrate and start the steps again and finally get the perfect fusion. And right now, the two begin to celebrate and say, we finally made it! Now we can win! Meanwhile, number 18 and Kurlin's training is getting more and more intense. Number 18 says, Kurlin, come at me with everything you've got. So Kurlin answers, are you sure, sweetie? I don't want to have to hurt you. Number 18, embarrassed, says, you will never hurt me, baby. Then Kurlin goes towards number 18, shooting some spheres of ki. Number 18 manages to dodge it all. The smoke clears. She sees Kurlin in front of her with a blow that hits her on the cheek, and soon after then, he takes it and delivers a Kienzan. Number 18 quickly dodges Kurlin's attacks and fights back. She hits him with several kicks and blows. So she takes Kurlin and throws him away against a rock, and then with her speed she catches up with him and starts shooting several blows. At this time, Kurlin and number 18 are fighting an incredible fight, but number 18, who has more strength than Kurlin, hits him in the face with a punch that makes him dizzy. So Android 18 says, that's enough, my love. Let's go home. That's good for today. Kurlin agrees with number 18 and the two go home. So we can see not very confident Mr. Satan, who is worried, and now. So we can see a not very confident Mr. Satan, who is worried, as now there are only 4 days left for the tournament. Mr. Satan says, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Boo, I'm going to die. I know, Boo, I will give up. There's no time. At that time, Boo responds, no, Mr. Satan, you cannot cancel the tournament. I already told you, I'll let you win. Anguished because now there are only 4 days left for the tournament, everyone is anxious and training hard for the big day.
Awakening the Ki of the Angels, Whis starts training Goku. With the Angel Tournament imminent, Whis realized the need to prepare Goku in a unique way. While the Saiyan warrior was absorbed in his usual training, Whis decided to review a transcendental technique that could elevate Goku to new heights, Angel Ki. You see, Goku, Angel Ki is a different energy than you have ever experienced. It is a divine essence, a perfect harmony between body and soul. Goku, curious, looked at Whis with interest. And how do I achieve this ki? This Angel Ki? It's a combination of mastery over your own energy, absolute control, and a deep understanding of the universe. Let's start with something simple. Focus on your inner energy, Lord Goku. Over the next few days, Whis guided Goku through meditations and energy control exercises. The Saiyan warrior, always eager to new challenges, dove head first into this unique training. The Ki of the Angels is intrinsically linked to inner peace and the understanding of one's own essence. It's not just a matter of raw power, but rather a balance and harmony. Whis explained as he watched Goku deepen his concentration. Over the course of the sessions, Goku began to feel a subtle change in his energy. An inner calm grew, and his connection to the flow of ki around him became more acute. You're making progress, Goku. But remember, the path to achieving Angel Ki is continuous. It is a journey of self-discovery and constant improvement. At one point, Whis introduced Goku to advanced energy control techniques, channeling him to manipulate his ki in precise and complex ways. Learning Kaioken and Super Saiyan were mere preludes to what was to come. Angel Ki is not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires patience, understanding, and a calm mind.
It is the perfect union of your physical and spiritual strength. Goku, determined as ever, dove even deeper into his training. As his Saiyan powers mixed with the techniques taught by Whis, a new aura began to surround him. Whis, pleased with the progress, concluded, "Remember, Goku, Angel Ki is a powerful tool. Use it with wisdom and understanding. If you can master it, you will be one step closer to achieving a new level of power." Goku reaches new heights under Beerus' watch. The Tournament of Power was approaching, and with it, the promise of a cosmic evolution that transcended the boundaries of the known. Goku's training to master Angel Ki was in full swing, and the results were remarkable. Whis, the celestial mentor, guided Goku through a journey of self-discovery and improvement, leading the Saiyan warrior to transcend his own limits. On the training ground, a radiant aura surrounded Goku as he channeled Angel Ki in unprecedented ways. His energy now pulsed in harmony with the divine essence that we sought to instill in him. Beerus, the god of destruction, watched from his throne as he enjoyed a heavenly meal. The usual air of indifference was beginning to be replaced by an expression of surprise. Even for the divine Beerus, Goku's evolution was remarkable.
Interesting.
Beerus muttered between bites of his heavenly delicacy.
I never imagined that the Saiyan could reach this level. Whis, this training seems to be paying off.
Whis, always calm and observant, agreed. Goku is absorbing the lessons quickly. Angel Ki is a complex energy, but he seems to have a natural affinity for it. Goku, still in the midst of his concentration, felt a sense of power that went beyond anything he had ever known. His movements were fluid, his energy posed in resonance with the universe, and his understanding of Ki reached new heights. Beerus, now completely intrigued, abandoned his meal to take a closer look.
Whis, what exactly is he doing? It looks different.
Goku is harmonizing his inner energy with that of the universe. He is becoming a vessel for Angel Ki, a perfect fusion between his physical strength and his spiritual essence. Beerus' eyes stared intensely at Goku, who in a moment of epiphany radiated an intense light. It was as if the cosmos itself responded to the power he was unleashing.
That's surprising,
Beerus muttered, unable to look away. Goku finally opened his eyes, revealing an expression of confidence and understanding. His aura glowed with intensity, and he looked directly at Beerus, conveying a silent message of determination. Beerus, normally impassive, couldn't help but feel a shiver of excitement. The Saiyan, under Whis' guidance, had achieved a form of power that transcended all expectations. Planet Beerus was immersed in the electrically charged atmosphere of Goku's ascension. The cosmos, watching intently, waited to see how this new celestial energy would manifest itself in the Tournament of the Angels and how it might influence the cosmic balance established for eons. Goku's evolution now became a central piece in the narrative of Universe 7, unfolding before the watchful eyes of gods and mortals. Divine moment. Goku touches the unattainable, surprising even Whis. Goku's training reached new heights, and the news of his evolution reached the farthest reaches of Universe 7. Whis, the Celestial Master, had decided to test Goku's newly acquired power in a training session that would be memorable for both of them. In the training ground, Goku was immersed in his Angel Ki, radiating an energy that seemed to transcend reality itself. Whis, always calm and observant, decided to challenge Goku in a unique way. "Let's see how far you've come, Goku," Whis said, assuming a fighting stance. "Try to touch me this time." Goku, confident in his newfound strength, assumed a fighting stance and charged towards Whis. The clash of powers created waves of energy that echoed throughout the training field, leaving Beerus, who watched from his throne, intrigued. Whis, agile as always, elegantly dodged Goku's first attacks. However, something was different this time. Goku didn't give up. His movements were precise and his energy never stopped growing. Interesting, Goku. You're closer than ever. Whis commented, definitely avoiding the blows. In a surprising move, Goku managed to improve his technique and finally touch Whis. A current of shock ran through them both, and Whis' gaze revealed a mixture of surprise and approval. Did you just touch me? Oh. Goku, panting but with a radiant smile, nodded. Yes! For the first time! Beerus, who was watching intently, dropped the heavenly delicacy he was about to taste. His eyes narrowed in astonishment.
This is unbelievable! Goku, you have truly reached new heights!
You have demonstrated remarkable control, Goku. Touching me is an impressive feat. Thanks for everything, Whis. This training was amazing! You deserve it, Goku. Now, keep on improving yourself as the Tournament of Angels approaches, and your evolution could be the key to surprising even the most powerful in the multiverse. Get ready. Planet Beerus was enveloped in an aura of excitement and anticipation. Goku's touch of Whis represented not only a moment of personal triumph, but also a seismic shift in established cosmic dynamics. The Tournament of Angels awaited, and Goku, with his new form of power, was ready to leave his mark in the annals of Universe 7. Celestial Resonance. Goku's power echoes the universes, surprising the angels. The news of Goku's touch with Whis spread across Universe 7 like wildfire, reaching other corners of the cosmos. Meanwhile, Whis, the Master Angel, was far from impassive in the face of Goku's achievement. The event transcended the borders of planet Beerus, reaching a cosmic resonance that echoed across the multiverse. As Whis pondered Goku's training, an unusual reaction began to occur. In different corners of the multiverse, other angels whose transcendental sensitivity allowed the perception of significant events began to feel a disturbance in the energies. Vados, the angel from Universe 6, noticed the change and tilted her head curiously. Emilio, the angel from Universe 11, raised an eyebrow in surprise. This cosmic resonance was something that transcended dimensional barriers. On the planet of the Supreme Kai, which served as an interdimensional meeting point for divine beings, a murmur of conversations began between angels from different universes. Something extraordinary is happening, observed Luziel, the angel of Universe 9. Can you feel this wave of energy? Asked Kira, the angel from Universe 4. In a more serious tone, Zephyr, the angel of Universe 10, commented, This disturbance is not common. Something very powerful is at play. Back on planet Beerus, Whis, with a thoughtful expression, realized that Goku's training was not just a local issue. The newly awakened angelic power within the Saiyan was creating ripples that reverberated across the borders of Universe 7. Goku, you managed to catch the attention of all the angels. Your power transcends this universe! Whis commented, looking at the Saiyan warrior. Beerus, now fully immersed in the situation, watched with a mixture of fascination and surprise.
This is getting more and more interesting. What did you do, Son Goku?
As the news spread across the universes, a cosmic reunion between the angels seemed increasingly inevitable. The Tournament of Angels was about to become an unprecedented cosmic event, and Goku, with his newly awakened power, had become a catalyst for the convergence of celestial forces beyond mortal comprehension. The multiverse eagerly awaited the resolution of this cosmic narrative, where the boundaries between universes would be challenged and new horizons of power would be explored. Cosmic vibrations. Jiren and Toppo detect Goku's angelic energy. While Goku continued his training under Whis' tutelage in Universe 7, in a distant corner of Universe 11, Jiren and Toppo, the mighty warriors of the Proud Pride Troopers, were engrossed in their own intensive training. The environment shook with the intensity of their energies as they practiced their characteristically powerful techniques. However, Margarita, the angel from Universe 11, noticed something extraordinary. Her transcendent senses picked up on a cosmic disturbance she hadn't felt light years away. Intrigued, Margarita approached Belmont, the god of destruction of Universe 11, and shared her findings. Lord Belmont, there is something I haven't felt in a long time. An angelic energy, but different. As if it were beyond the borders of our universe.
Different, you say? Shouldn't we only be detecting the energy of Universe 7's angels during the Tournament of Angels?
True, but this energy is singular, distinct. It seems to transcend dimensional boundaries. I've never felt anything like this before.
It could be some sign of cosmic events beyond our understanding. Perhaps we are about to witness something extraordinary.
Meanwhile, Jiren and Toppo continue their training, unaware of the divine discussions taking place at their proximity. Their powers continue to grow, but unbeknownst to them, they were also being affected by the waves of angelic energy detected by Margarita. In a moment of intense concentration, Jiren frowned.
Something's different, Topo. I can feel a vibration in the key, an energy I don't recognize. You're right, Jiren. This feeling is quite strange.
Margarita, now aware that the powerful warriors of Universe 11 were somehow connected to this distinct angelic energy, addressed Belmont again. Lord Belmont, it appears that the warriors of Universe 11 are responding to this energy. We should investigate more closely.
Oh, that's intriguing. Jiren and Toppo could be the key to unlocking this cosmic mystery. We'll keep a close eye on them and see how this plays out.
Cosmic prophecies. Daishikan envisions a powerful new being emerging. As angelic energies echoed across the universes, the Grand Priest Daishikan stood in his celestial palace situated in the deepest recesses of the multiverse. His eyes, which normally emanated an unwavering serenity, now shone with a subtle light of anticipation. Sitting on his golden throne, Daishikan watched as cosmic events unfolded across the greater planes. His transcendental wisdom allowed him to glimpse cosmic patterns that escaped the understanding of most beings. New currents of energy appear. A unique power, which goes beyond the limitations of a specific universe. Interesting. The Grand Priest focused on his cosmic vision, exploring the key trails that wove through the universes. It was as if a new force, previously dormant, was awakening and shaping the destiny of the multiverse. With a subtle smile, Daishikan said to his angelic attendants, "It appears we have an extremely powerful new being born. A presence that transcends dimensional barriers. This is a remarkable development." The attendants, bowing respectfully, awaited the Grand Priest's orders.
What shall we do, my lord?
Asked one of the assistants. Daishikan, with an expression of curiosity and expectation, replied, "We will watch closely. This being may hold the key to cosmic events that will shape the future of the multiverse. Inform the other angels of this discovery, and of course, keep Zeno-sama informed." The assistants, aware of the importance of this revelation, set out to carry out the Grand Priest's orders. Meanwhile, Daishikan remained in his palace, contemplating the cosmic complexities unfolding before him. This new being brings with it extraordinary potential. It may be the catalyst for changes that have long been beyond our understanding. The balance of the multiverse is constantly shaped by forces that transcends our understanding. May this new being be the piece that completes this intricate cosmic puzzle. As the multiverse awaited the rise of the Saiyan warrior and angelic mysteries continued to intertwine, Daishikan, the wise and eternal observer, was aware that the future of the cosmos was about to be written in a way that would defy even the oldest prophecies. Goku achieves the unimaginable, a cosmic revelation, conversation with Whis. Goku's training under Whis' guidance continued to evolve, transcending known limits. The Saiyan warrior, now imbued with the Angel Key, felt an energy that went beyond his own understanding. After an intense training session, Goku, panting, approached Whis, whose expression remained unshakable. Whis, this is incredible! I never imagined I could reach this level! Goku exclaimed, his aura pulsing with an intensity that was noticeably superior. You've made remarkable progress, Goku. Your master of Angel Ki is exceptional. But remember, this is just the beginning. Wait, what does that mean? Is this power really as great as it seems? Angel Ki is a cosmic energy that transcends mortal limits. It is the essence of a perfect harmony between the physical and the spiritual. You are tapping into a force that few mortals have been able to comprehend. That's surprising. I feel different. Like I'm connected to the universe in a whole new way. Precisely, Goku. With this energy, you can sense and interact with the fabric of the cosmos itself. Your power becomes an extension of the cosmic balance. Does this mean I can do more than just fight? Indeed. You can influence the environment around you, sense changes in cosmic energies, and even contribute to maintain a universal balance. However, remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Whis, thank you for everything. I would never have achieved this without your guidance. The merit is all yours, Goku. Your tireless spirit and willingness to grow are truly remarkable. But remember, even in this state, there is always room for improvement. The universe is vast, and the possibilities are endless. As Goku assimilated the depths of his new abilities, Planet Beerus witnessed a moment of cosmic transcendence. The Saiyan warrior, now touched by Angel Ki, was destined to be a force to be reckoned with in the cosmic events that would unfold in the days to come. Cosmic Split. Beerus warns about the implications of Goku's power. Planet Beerus was permeated with a newly awakened cosmic aura of Goku, who now mastered Angel Ki. News of this new level of power not only reverberated throughout Universe 7, but also reached the listening ears of other gods and celestial beings. Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, watched Goku with a mix of admiration and caution. His normally indifferent expression was now tinged with an unusual seriousness. After a reflective pause, he turned to Whis, his faithful celestial assistant.
Whis, this level of power that Goku has reached, I'm starting to wonder if this isn't something that could be considered problematic for mortals.
Oh, Lord Beerus, Goku's training has certainly elevated him to a remarkable cosmic level, indeed. However, we must remember that he uses this power to maintain balance and harmony.
I understand that, Whis. But the line between harmony and celestial interference can be a fine one. It's so very thin. The other gods may view this sudden increase in power as an affront to celestial laws.
I do understand your concerns, Lord Beerus, but Goku is guided by a pure spirit and a will to protect. He does not use his power irresponsibly. However, I do understand the perception of other gods, what they may have. Then, we must trust Zeno-sama's judgment. He is the ultimate arbiter and will decide whether Goku's power is beneficial or harmful to the multiverse.
Yes, Whis, we must trust Zeno-sama. But we must remain vigilant. The celestial balance is fragile, and even the best intentions can have unexpected consequences.
As Goku continued to explore the limits of his newly awakened power, Planet Beerus became the epicenter of cosmic conversations and reflections between gods. Goku's exponential increase in power was unsharing in an era of celestial uncertainty, where the lines between the permitted and the forbidden became increasingly blurred, challenging cosmic structure established eons ago. The delicate divine nature. Beerus warns about Goku's limits. In the cosmic silence of planet Beerus, Beerus, the god of destruction, remained immersed in reflection on Goku's meteoric rise. Whis, his trusted celestial assistant, watched intently, awaiting the words of the god who maintained the cosmic balance in his touch.
Whis, there is something I cannot ignore. Angel Ki is a force that transcends the nature of a god of destruction. Even I, in my entire existence, I have never dared to use it.
Yes, Lord Beerus, Angel Ki is a subtle energy that harmonizes with the essence of celestial beings. Using it requires a deep understanding of the connection between the physical and spiritual realms.
I know that, Whis. But Goku is immortal. Despite his noble spirit, he's no angel, he's no god, he's no divine. Is this power safe for him?
Oh. Goku is an exception, Lord Beerus. His pure heart and constant quest for improvement have led them to tap into this divine energy. Heck, he's even using God as a name for a Super Saiyan. However, I recognize that he is in unprecedented territory.
Self as a god of destruction avoided Angel Ki for a reason. There is a certain boundary that must not be crossed, even for us.
I understand your concern, Lord Beerus. The cosmic balance is delicate, and altering it can have unpredictable consequences.
Goku may be strong, but he's still immortal. It is not in his nature to deal with Angel Ki. We must be careful not to disrupt the Heavenly Order.
I agree, Lord Beerus. We will continue to monitor the situation closely. If there is any sign of imbalance, we will take necessary actions.
Keep me updated, Whis. This is uncharted territory, and we cannot allow a mortal sprite to disrupt the cosmic order.
While Beerus' concerns echoed across the universe, Goku, oblivious to the divine discussions, continued his journey towards divine power, a cosmic force that transcended mortal understanding. The fate of the multiverse was now inextricably linked to the uncertain steps of a Saiyan warrior and the cautious signs of the gods who watched from beyond. To be continued. So hey, what do you believe in and what do you imagine about all of this? Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. Now I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.